everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to share my past life story of being a Lemurian. So this past life came to me when I was at one of the lowest points in my life, and I was actually questioning who I am, and I didn't have much trust in my own abilities. I had a lot of self-doubt, and I was struggling with my identity, with my purpose. I didn't know what I had to do in this life. And at that time I meditated a lot, and I did a lot of chakra clearing with Reiki and with mantras and other things, and I got very frustrated, and I just told the spirit that, I just want to get an answer. Tell me. I don't know how you tell me, but just tell me what I need to do. And then I meditated for some time, and after I finished my meditation, I felt this urge to just go and lie down. And I thought, okay, maybe I just need to sleep. So I went to my bed and I lied down. But as soon as I lied down and closed my eyes, I entered the body of a guy with another guy just standing here, like so close to my face, and he was smiling wide. And I immediately opened my eyes because I got so scared of this experience. It was startling to see that. And I thought, okay, is this a past life that I'm looking at? So I decided to go back in again. And as soon as I closed my eyes again, I was back into the body of that guy, looking at another guy with his face right here. And I tried to look around to see what's there around me, and I see that I'm in a vehicle of sorts, and it's all glass from the sides, and there are seats on both the sides, and there's a driver in front of us, and my best friend is standing in front of me, and I am a man, he's a man. We're wearing some kind of a white clothing, just like Arabs wear today, with a headgear, and it's like a tropical site. I could smell the tropical air, the tropical climate, feel the temperature. And I looked around. We were in a vehicle and it was all glass, and I looked on my right side and there was sea. I could see the whole seaside with ships on the water, and those ships were not like the ships that we have today. They were oval shaped, and they were like an egg sitting on the water, and there were windows, and the design of those ships was very, very good. It was so intricate, and there were golden highlights on everything. And looking at that, I again became very fascinated and very startled, and I opened my eyes again, and I was like, oh, so this is a past life regression that I'm having, a spontaneous past life regression. So I closed my eyes again and went back into that experience again in an instant. And then I looked to my left and I saw that there were huge mountains. Like this vehicle was going on a track around the mountains, and there was a huge forest, green forest between us and the mountains, and then there was a mountain range on that side, on the left side, and there were huge statues carved on that mountain, and those statues also had golden highlights. So everything was highlighted with gold or a golden color. I don't know, it was actual gold or it was golden color. And then I look at my friend and I look at myself, and I feel that I am very, very tall, maybe 7 or 8 foot tall, and both of us are very tall, and he is laughing with me and I'm laughing with him. And then I try to gauge what the situation is, and I look to my right, towards the end of that vehicle, inside the vehicle, and I see that the whole vehicle is empty, but there are 2 women sitting in the vehicle. So both of those women are very beautiful, first of all, and the one who is sitting on the window side is my love interest, and she was like the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Both of them were wearing something like a sari, and hers was like a deep maroon color with golden trinkets sewn into the fabric. Like there were actual trinkets of gold that were sewn into the fabric, and they were dangling on the whole of her dress. And her dress was like in layers, and the layers went like this and joined in the middle, and it looked like a sari, but it was not exactly a sari. and her friend was wearing the same thing but in deep indigo type of color with the same golden trinkets, and they were wearing a lot of gold on ornaments. And somewhere in my mind it was like, this is the normal attire, so it's not like something festive, this is the normal attire of normal people, everyday life. And the girl on the window side was my love interest, and I was just looking at her and she was looking at me, and I could feel like the passion and all that in that moment. And then I wanted to know who that girl is from my present life. Although I had an idea, I felt like that girl is my husband in present life, but I just wanted to confirm. So I instructed myself, I actually came out of the experience, and then I instructed myself to go back into the experience and ask my best friend what's the name of that girl, because I wanted to confirm it. And I went back into the experience, and I actually could feel my jaw moving while asking him that question. And I also felt very stupid asking that question, because in that life I already know who she is and what her name is, but I'm still asking him, so I felt like this is stupid. But I asked him what's her name, and he said, her name is Clue, don't you know? So I call my husband Clue in this life. I don't know why I call him that, but her name was Clue, C-L-U, Clue. And I was like, what kind of name is that? But considering that the island of Lemuria was named Mu or Mew at that time, Clue seems appropriate, right? And while I was in that experience, the whole time in my ears I could hear my own voice shouting, Lemurian, Lemurian, Lemurian. Like that, my voice kept shouting Lemurian, Lemurian, Lemurian in my ears. And I was like, what is this word? I had never heard this word before, Lemurian or Lemuria. I didn't know what it was. Then I wanted to explore more. So I wanted to see what else is there. So then I was in that life outside my home. I could see that the houses were made of kind of like sandstone or mud, something like that. But they were very advanced. They were not like huts or something. And they had multiple floors. And most houses only had 2 floors, so the ground floor and the first floor. And the front part of the ground floor, and some houses even had the front part of their first floor open. So it was like completely open, no balcony, nothing. And the front room of every house was open for anybody to come in and sit down. And all the private rooms had doors, but all the front rooms were completely open. And I don't know why that would be, don't you want to shield it from the weather or something? But that's how it was. And I could see the tropical scenery, the tropical air, it was all warm, and there were palm trees all around, and I could see people roaming around. And then I had a small conversation with one of the neighbors. I don't remember what that was. And then I wanted to proceed to see, why am I looking at this life? So I asked myself, what else is there for me to see in this life? What happens in the end, show me. So immediately I'm cut back to a scene where I'm working on the tracks. So in that life, I was a construction worker, and I was the one who built the tracks for those vehicles. So I was standing knee deep in dirt, building the tracks, and there was a platform in front of me. And my wife, so that girl was now my wife, she was standing on the platform with her friends, and I was just working on this track. And then I suddenly hear a huge rumble. And yeah, I was working on the tracks without any tools, so I couldn't see any tools around me. Everybody was empty handed and they were working. And then I hear this huge blast and like a rumbling sound, and all of us like look around what's happening. And I see a look of terror on my wife's face. And then I look behind me and I see that the whole mountain, the mountain with the statues and the golden highlights, that mountain has collapsed. And now I can see like a huge cloud, like a mushroom cloud coming up out of it, and the shock wave is now coming towards us. So all of this happens within a few seconds. And then all I remember is that I look back towards my wife because I want to see her face for the last time. And she's looking at me and she knows that it's the end. And at first she is scared, but then there is a look of peace on her face. And as I see this, so a lot of dust and dirt and I don't know, soil, it all comes over me, and I get buried into the soil, and I can feel all the dust and all the soil, getting into my mouth and into my nose, and I start coughing a lot. It just gets into my airways completely. And then I come back from the experience coughing, from that dirt. It's still feeling inside my throat. And as I'm coming out of the experience, I'm like, wow, like this was the one of the best past life experience I ever had, and that too in so much detail. And I didn't know what Lemurian is, so I immediately got up and googled what is Lemurian. Then I came to know that Lemurians are people who lived in Lemuria. I didn't even know such a thing exists. And then I went into a rabbit hole, researching about Lemuria, and all of those things that I came to know from the internet actually resonated with me, because I had just been there, I had just looked at all of that. And I came to know that Lemurians were very advanced beings, and they came from outside of this planet, and they had many different abilities. The society was equal, everybody was paid equal, and everybody was considered equal, and they could work without tools. They just used the power of their mind, and they were telepathic, and they couldn't lie to anybody. They only spoke the truth. And it was a kind of a utopian society, very nice and advanced. And then there was some kind of corruption happening somewhere, and then they perhaps had nuclear power also, and somebody wanted more and more and more nuclear power, so they came into this greed, and they just ended up spoiling everything. They just ended up blasting their nuclear plant away, and a lot of events occurred together, and the whole island of Lemuria ended up sinking beneath the sea. And some of the Lemurians escaped, and some of them couldn't. They say that some escaped back into the stars. They say that some escaped inside the earth, went inside the earth. But I don't know anything about all of whatever happened after the blast, after the sinking, because I died right there and then. Few moments after the blast, I was dead. So that was like the most detailed account of my past life experience. And I didn't even believe in Atlantis and all of these things before. It's only after my own past life Lemurian experience that I started believing in all of these things. And why was this past life shown to me is because I was asking the spirit to show me who I actually am, because I was unable to believe in myself, and I had a lot of self-doubt. But now that I looked at this, I knew that I am a very old soul, obviously, and it's been millions of years, I guess. I don't know how many years, because the data is conflicted on the internet. Some say 100,000 years, some say millions of years. I don't know for sure. But yeah, anyway, I am a very old soul, and I was a part of a very advanced civilization. So I should be acting like that. I should own up to my talents. I should own up to my knowledge. And the day I had that experience, a lot of blocks in my energy field, they just dissolved away. The same evening, I received a call from my first past life regression client in Canada. And after that, like, I just got a stream of so many clients of past life regression, and I had to have my own past life regression in order to step into that power, right? So knowing that you were this person in past life and being egoistic about it is one thing, and knowing that you were this great person in a past life, and then recognizing your inner talents, your inner strengths, and the soul that you are, your soul purpose, your soul qualities, all of those things, recognizing those things and being confident in those things, and then sharing those with the whole world, that is something else. So I encourage all of you to actually try and explore your past lives in order to know yourself more, because that is one of the very crucial things to do if you are on a spiritual path. It helps you know a lot about yourself, it helps you heal, it helps you dissolve a lot of blocks. So these past life experiences almost healed my anxiety. I still have anxiety today, but I know how to manage it. I'm easily able to manage it like in a few minutes. But before, I was succumbing to this, right? After that experience, I completely believe in myself. I have a backing of that identity, right? So I know that I can go out into the world and share my knowledge and my energy and my medicine with you guys, because so many people are going to be benefited from it, and it's a gift that I must share with the world. And I invite you to actually join me. I share a lot of things on my Instagram. A lot of free things are available on my link tree. If you go down below, you can see the link tree link, and you can access a lot of free things that I have to offer. Otherwise, you can also sign up for my private coaching or psychic readings or anything you wish for. And I will see you around on this channel again. I try to post every single week, and I'm preparing to bring you a lot of spiritual growth content on this channel, content that will help you transform your life completely and step into your higher self. The thing that I did myself, I want to help you do that as well. So I will see you around, and have a nice rest of your day.